Um, in the meanwhile, if people are joining the session, feel free to drop a GM in the chat to see if everything is working correctly. Okay, we're live on YouTube as well. That's fantastic. Folks in the Zoom, is the chat working? Can you type a GM? Let's see. People are there. We go. We have Manmed, we have Christian. Nice. Welcome, people. Welcome, welcome. So we'll just wait a couple of more seconds, maybe just 1 minute until everybody is joining. And then we can get started. Also on YouTube. So everyone on YouTube, you can press GM or type GM in the chat, and then we can get started. Cool. Okay, so I think that's it. We're ready. So let's officially kick this session off. So GM, everyone, welcome to day 3 of the StarkNet Hackathon. I hope you guys are super excited. We've been super excited to see you participate in this hackathon, and so far we had an amazing kickoff call and 4 workshops in the last 2 days, which covered getting started with StarkNet, introduction to the Dojo stack, building with AI agents, and finally scaffolding dApps on StarkNet. Today, I'm super excited to introduce Antoine Devereaux at Argent, and he will be walking us through the Argent Telegram wallet SDK. For those on Zoom, please feel free to ask questions on the QA or the chat, and same for the YouTube. I'll try to cover them as best as possible and ask Antoine. With that being said, Antoine, welcome. I'm super excited for this session, and the floor is yours.
Thanks, Robert. Hey guys, thanks for coming and showing interest regarding our Telegram SDK and Telegram wallet. So let's start right away. Bing, Safari, share slides. Perfect. Where is the window? There. So you guys should be able to see the slides. And let's talk about our SDK. So first, let's talk a bit about the philosophy behind the SDK and more globally behind every product that we build at Argent, which is implement a good UX, right? Because the UX of Web3 is quite terrible. Less obviously on Starknet than on Ethereum or on L1 or other L2s. But it's difficult for someone to store his private key. Like I won't ask my grandmother grandmother to store her own 12-word seed phrase somewhere. That's just not possible. So this is something that should be fixed and shouldn't even exist, to be honest, if we want crypto to democratize and reach 1 billion users. So the seed phrase and like it's too difficult. Imagine also if you lose your seed phrase, basically you also lose your money, and we don't really want that. In crypto, there is absolutely no margin for error, right? So if you make a transaction, uh, and if you, I don't know, if you forgot a letter in the address or change a zero against a O or something like that, your transaction is executed anyway, and you will lose your money too. So that's also an issue. And more globally, everything is too complex in the Web3 ecosystem. Um, so the goal beyond our products is to bring the Web2 UX to Web3. So we have things like Guardians, on-chain recovery, so which help you as a user to store and keep your crypto safes. But that's quite useful, I'd say. On Starknet, we have a beautiful thing that is the multi-call. As you guys know, I don't know how familiar you guys are with Starknet, but on L1, if you make a transaction, I don't know, on Aave, uh, you will have first to click on an approval pop-up on your wallet, and then on yeah, you will have to trigger another transaction to send a token to do your swap or whatever. And on Starknet, this is gone. You can batch transactions in a single call. So you will have one click for both the approval and both the execution. So that's quite insane. Uh, our wallets also at Argent have 2FA. So that's useful to protect your wallet. You can add your, I don't know, your email or phone number or whatever. Uh, We also have something super cool that's called session keys, but I'll talk about this just after this slide. And paymasters. So on Stacknet, the biggest paymaster is Avenues. And paymaster is basically, it does two things. With paymaster, you can pay the transaction fees for your users. So that's nice because most of the time, I mean, depending on your application, of course, but most of the time, uh, people might not have enough ETH or stock on their wallets to trigger a transaction if you are building a game, for instance. So having a paymaster allow you to pay the transaction fees for your user, or it could also help you or your users to pay the fees in another token that they don't have or they have instead of ETH or stock. For example, pay the fees in USDC or USDT instead of stock or Ethereum. So that's pretty nice. And that's the UX we'd like to have on Starklets and on your DApps. So session keys, it's basically sign once when you connect your wallet to the application, and then enjoy the your experience on the app. For example, on a game, if you build a Web3 game and you have to sign a new transaction at every action you perform, that's a terrible UX. Yeah, imagine whenever you click on move left or move right or attack or whatever, you need to trigger a transaction, open the pop-up from your wallets, execute a transaction from there. That's a terrible UX, and no one will basically play your game. Because it's boring as fuck, to be honest. So session keys allow you to bypass this. It's like you as a user, you will delegate the execution of transactions to the app. So that's pretty cool. The flow is quite simple. So you sign the session parameters. The session parameters are basically uh, what contracts call you allow the app to do on your behalf. And then the app will do the rest in this backend, basically. Uh, as a user, you have many safety guarantees. So obviously, only whitelisted contracts, whitelisted contract calls are allowed on mainnet. Also, sessions have an expiry time. So let's say the default time might be 90 days or something like that. But you can customize this. At the end of the expiry, of course, the session is no longer valid. Um, and also one more thing important regarding session keys is that Argent backend is cosigner for every transaction. I have a little graph that describes this. Um, so more technically, it kind of looks like this. So the app generates a session keys. It's sort of a public-private key pair only for the app. The app asks the wallet to sign the session, which is sent to the backend afterwards. And every time the user makes a call, the app will ask the backend to verify it, sign the call, and then the transaction is executed afterwards. If you guys like to try this, there is Influence that implements that, which is pretty cool. Uh, and also, this is the flow of the Telegram wallet SDK session keys. So all your users on Telegram uh, will benefit from this. So we're bringing self-custody and session keys to Telegram. So we developed a native Telegram wallet, which is pretty cool. You simply need a username, a Telegram account, and you guys can create a wallet, basically. You can unlock it with your biometrics or via a PIN code, which is super and easy to do, easy to open a wallet. I don't know if I shared the wallet bot ID there, but I'll share it in the chat after the presentation. Don't worry. Yeah, so that's basically it for presenting the wallet and session keys. And as you will see now, it's super easy for you to implement. And the SDK is very basic and simple. So the goal there with the SDK is, I mean, you have the wallet, of course, you have Telegram, and then you have developer applications, and we do the bridge between the two. So we have an easy wallet connection, quite like Starknet kits for basic taps on Starknet, which is super convenient. So, and they have native session keys in the Telegram SDK. Here, I'll share with you several resources. You will have access to the slides at the end of the presentation, don't worry. But we have like the documentation of Argent. We have the NPM package link, and we also have a tutorial that I made that you guys can watch and learn from. To be honest, it might be a little bit outdated, but you won't be lost anyway. So how to implement the SDK? There are like there are not many steps. It's super easy to do. Install the package. Okay. The latest stable version is 1.21, but monitor this quite often because it's still an early product, so our devs are shipping super fast, and new version quite often every weeks with new features. For instance, the next native feature will be paymaster, like deploying the accounts for your users, paying for their fees, etc. So that's cool. So import the package, import the library. You guys are used to this flow, and you do that in all your front-end applications. Initialize the Argent Telegram wallet object, which look like this. Okay, so this is the most important function of the SDK. So .init, you select your environment, Sepolia or mainnet. For mainnet, you guys will have to ask me to whitelist your contracts because since the product is still early, we wanted to keep mainnet closed for the moment. But it's easy for me to whitelist you. I need your contract address and the methods that you guys would like to whitelist. So the environment, the app name, the URL of your app, your mini app. This comes from Telegram, okay? And then the list of all the methods you guys would like to implement. So that's the first step. Implement the SDK. From the SDK, you also have other endpoints like connect to SDK, disconnect, wallet status, etc. That you guys can add to your application. And finally, like the connect button will return some sort of account object, which is basically the Starknet.js object, wallet object. So to trigger a transaction with the SDK, it's the exact same way, it's the exact same method as you guys would do with .NET.js. So that's the first step, create your app, your mini app, which is like basic front-end development. And then the second step is to interact with Telegram, create your bot, create your Telegram mini app. To create a bot on Telegram, it's quite easy. You need to talk to this guy, Botfather. Um, Simply tell him that you'd like to create a bot and follow his prompt. And at some point in the process, he will ask you for an app URL. Okay. Uh, so usually in production, I guess you deploy this on Vercel or whatever. But for local development, I advise you should choose this tool called ngrok, or you could also expose your IP. But I mean, ngrok is probably better. And that's basically it. I don't have much other things to say to you in terms of how to implement the SDK. Um, I will show you a little bit of a code base walkthrough. And also on Telegram, you can try to search for this bot, which is one of the game that has been published from our Telegram Accelerator program that we are running right now. We have like 20, 25 approximately projects that are building and are supported by Starkware and Argent. And Coinbase is already in production. So you can try this out and you guys will see like in your hands a real live example of what we can do with the SDK. All right, so I think it's a good time to take a few questions before showing you guys an example code base. So if you
Do
have
we have?
examples, I'll, yeah,
Yeah, I'm just trying to ask, do we have on chat both on YouTube or Zoom any questions regarding Telegram or like this? And so far it seems good. So maybe if something pops up, I'll just go ahead. But
yeah,
so
sure.
far everybody seems to have a clear understanding. That's good.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah. Yeah, but I tend to talk quite fast on Zoom when when I do presentation. So if you
May
get me something,
Maybe a question for me, like what type of application are you like most excited about seeing something like develop with
uh,
this? Like,
um, I think that the most straightforward answer would be games, since it's like a mobile support mobile platform. Web3 games is the most obvious answer there, I guess. And also, it's like from our Telegram accelerator, I think there is like 70% of projects that are games. Uh, so yeah, that's seems like to be the big thing. There are not many projects around DeFi and AI. That's surprising. Um, but yeah, AI games. Uh, I think those are the go-to topics.
yeah, I especially for the games, I feel like if you know like applications that the hackers or builders are developing, if they can
Yeah,
successfully integrate all the Telegram features, like Telegram has like these stars, coins, and things like
yeah,
this, I
yeah,
think
yeah.
that's a really like interesting thing to do, like to develop.
Yeah, yeah. I was looking at the list. Maybe I can show the link here in the Telegram documentation where they talk about all the different features of mini apps, and it's insane. It's just too many things. Telegram mini app, uh, where is it? Too many things. Like you can also natively add your mini app to um, the homepage of your phone. So
Mhm.
that's easy access for your users. Uh, you have native payments. You have things like uh, making your phone shake or stuff like that. Uh,
That's
Mix
nice.
up features.
There's actually a question from Nico on YouTube. He asks,
Mhm.
can the SDK be used to connect to a web app on the PC?
Um, so no, I mean, the question is probably, can we, is the Telegram wallet similar to like Argent X, Bravos, Argent Mobile? No, no, no. It's not a basic connector you would implement. That's another thing. Like Telegram environment is Telegram environment. Um, so I'll share on
Thank you.
Zoom a link of what I was talking about and on YouTube also.
I'll
Up,
share this across folks.
perfect.
Cool. Yeah, David was saying like the coin bind bot
Combine
doesn't
does,
work on Telegram desktop app. Yeah, you have to use your
yeah,
phone for that.
on mobile. Yeah, yeah.
Fantastic. Cool. I think we're good on the question so far. Yeah, we can move
Perfect.
on to the code base walkthrough.
Yeah. Um, yeah, sorry, I know it's always boring to share code bases like that, but I don't have other way. So bang. So that's the code base from my tutorial. Where is it? I have so many windows on my computer. Okay, perfect. So this is built using Svelte and Vite. Uh, I honestly I should have used React for the tutorial because it's the go-to framework for everyone. That's that. But yeah, I wanted to prove that you can implement the SDK with whatever React or front-end Node framework. So okay, so this is one of the most important parts of the implementation of the SDK, uh, which is calling this function, argent.tma.init. And this is what I showed you in the slides, your environment, your app name. So this is from Telegram. When you talk to Budfather, you get those. And the session parameters, which are simply what methods you'd like to use session keys with, and the validity days. By default, it's 90. You could let it at 90. It's not that important. I guess, I don't know if you guys built a financial applications. Uh, I mean, lowering this could be safer for your users, I guess. I don't really know. It depends on your use case. So this is the most important function in it. It's super easy. There's not a lot of stuff here. And also game.vet. So that's my main game file. So we have all the imports here. We don't really care. Um, I import the ABI of my contract, the address of my contract, and I initialize the Argent TMA object here. Here I have a lot of variables declarations. That's how you do it in Svelte. So your state variables are here. I believe that with React, all of these will be user state variables. And then here we have, this is the second most important function, okay? Request connection. So that's how we do the bridge between your app and the wallet. It's basically the connect button to rephrase it. So Argent TMA does request connection. And then you have a callback data. I mean, you have two parameters, callback data and approval requests. Callback data, I mean, most of the time we don't really care about that one. Let's say you build a project that would need to, I don't know, maintain states between the connection of the wallet and the initialization. I mean, you would pass this data here, but I've seen actually nobody use this one yet, so you don't really care. And then you have this approval request. as you can see, it's an object that has a token address, an amount, and a spender address. So this is super important. Until like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, something like that, you could not perform like transfer from functions with the SDK and session keys because since you delegate the as a user you delegate the authorization to the DApp to perform transactions on your behalf. I mean, you cannot let the DApp do whatever it wants, you know. So initially you had blocked the approval and the transfers. Um, but what we do, because it's still useful for many, many apps, what we do is to ask the authorization to the user at the moment where he connects his wallet and approves the session keys. Okay, so the first approval transaction, the first approval request is a basic transaction that your user will make, and afterwards you'll be able to use the token he approved in your project. Okay, so that's how you connect your wallet, and I advise you guys to look at how Coinbine. I mean, what's the user experience on Coinbine, which is pretty cool. Um, and then the other big part that you guys will have to implement is this stuff. So onMount is the equivalent of use effect for Svelte. And basically it's trying to see if the user has indeed performed the request connection call. And if yes, then connect the app to the session, uh, the connect the app to the wallet and do whatever things you like to do. Uh, so that's basically, I mean, that's the most important part. And then what I could show you is how to perform those actions, like execute calls. But you guys already know this because you are all Giga Chads. It's simply an stacknet.js call account that executes the call, the parameters, so the fees, etc., etc., and the call is performed. So you guys are already used to this method. So nothing new here, nothing surprising. So to summarize a little bit, where is it? Up. First, initialize the wallet, the session. Initialize the Argent TMA object, which represent the session. First step. Second step, perform, where is it? Perform request connection, okay, to do the bridge between your DApp and the wallet. And then do this, connect to essentially connect your dApp to the wallet. And that's basically it. And you're connected, you have access to your account, you have access to, I mean, if I go there and if I do account dot, you'll see here I have the list of all the possible functions. So this is a StackNet.js object. So nothing new. And that's basically it. I don't really know what else I should show you because and it's super easy to implement. To be honest, most of the time, most of the problems like people are asking me about are based off are not related to the SDK or the wallet directly, but darknet JS issues. So yeah, super easy to do. And then if you guys didn't, I mean, I've never built Telegram apps before. Telegram provides a lot of SDK, native SDK to access native Telegram features like events, Telegram buttons, etc., etc. So I advise you to check this out on Google. And also I can share the code base, yeah, if you'd like. So I need to find the link. And if you have any questions also, I'd be glad to answer. But yeah, sorry, it's a bit boring to present code bases, but yeah, I don't
There
have much
was
else.
Yeah, there was a question from David, but I think so like he was asking like is there like a particular reason why like the app is restricted to only mobile since users might want to access the desktop. But I think like the Telegram SDK itself is designed for the mobile version, right? Or
Yeah, yes. So I believe he's talking about Combine. Actually, yeah, that's a design choice on Coinbine side. I don't really know why, to be honest. But the code base I've shown you, the result is an app that I used to use on desktop. So no, the SDK has no limitation regarding the platform. It might be because he wanted to use specific Telegram features uh, that only make sense on mobile and not on desktop.
gotcha. And yeah, thank you. Do we have any questions from the audience regarding the workshops or like the Argent Telegram SDK? Let's see. Oh yeah, so we
Yes.
have if we can share the GitHub repo for this demo, yes, we will be able to
Yeah.
share this. We'll put them in the BitterBoss Discord channel. You have access to the repo there and to the presentation as well. Um, Cool. Will there be some Cairo workshops? Well, we won't have any Cairo workshops. So we only had at the beginning some introductory of getting started and how to install your environments. But if you want to get started with Cairo, I can. I think we already have on majority of the challenges. We have the resources, and there you have the Cairo book, which is a go-to place for any questions regarding Cairo. But you can also watch the Basecamp videos that's available on the StartNet Foundation channel, and there you'll have like a 4 to 5 session where you have all of these Cairo workshops. I can post a more detailed description of like things you can start with Cairo. We have Start links, we have Node Guardians. There's a bunch of things that you can look into. Um,
Yeah, I've
we
shared
have
my Telegram handle in the chat. So if you guys have any questions, I'd be glad to answer there or the Discord, obviously. I forgot about the Discord. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, feel free. Yeah, we will share the slides with you in the Discord channel. And there's actually a question on Zoom. What's more with the development of Telegram building on ELIZA or direct with LLM? So I guess you might want to refer to like you want to combine multiple tracks or challenges. Yeah, that's possible. So if you want to build like a Telegram app that combines, for example, the Argent Wallet SDK and possibly an AI agent, that is possible, of course. There's no limitations on the on this, and you could probably develop multiple verticals. Okay. I think roughly that's about it. So,
Yeah.
there's no questions from the audience. I would like to thank Antoine for this wonderful workshops on the Argent Telegram wallet SDK. If you have any questions on Telegram or the Argent Wallet SDK, feel free to join the Beetlebox Discord channel. All the communication is happening there. We have Antoine there, but we also have the other Antoine there. So all the team is there, the mentors, and we'll try to support you as best as possible and assist you. Additional resources are available and materials are available on those channels, but also on the BittleBox platform. So if you're applying for the Telegram track, you'll find all of this information on the right side of the screen. And I do want to thank Argent for leading the Telegram track. And also, I do want to mention that they have a special bounty, which is the title of the special bounty is to bring Starknet to 1 billion Telegram users. So feel free to apply for, you can combine your challenges with the main Telegram track and also with the special track to maximize your prize. And yeah, that's it. Just a quick recap. Up next, we'll have the next session, we'll have it on the BittleBox Discord channel where we'll talk about idea brainstorming and team formation. So feel free to join us at, I think it's 7 p.m. UTC. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you, Antoine, once
Thanks,
again.
Robert.
And yeah, thank you for the audience for participating and wishing everybody happy hacking and see you soon. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Thank you all for